Hi there, welcome to Craft and Create Club's Fall Fun Box. This month in the box, we've got all kinds of fall goodies. When you open up the box, as always, you're going to get your booklet that tells you exactly how to do the crafts with all of the written instructions. Also, you're going to find the link to our YouTube channel so that you can see this video. And on the back, you're going to have a fun little puzzle to do, art project, and a sneak peek at what we're going to be doing next month. When you open up the box, you're going to find in the bottom of the box, you're going to find 6 pieces of cardstock, black cardstock. Then you're going to find a container, a plastic container. When you open up the container, you're going to get a pumpkin stencil and a leaf stencil, some candy for you to enjoy, a bottle of glue, a sponge, a little packet that has some bubble wrap on it. Inside of here is some chalk pastels that we're going to use in our project. You're also going to find a baggie that has 3 Q-tips in it and a bunch of silk leaves for fall. And last in your box, you're going to find a small bottle of maple syrup. Since we're doing all things fall leaves today and we have maple leaves in our bag, we thought it would be perfect to highlight Twin Brooke Maples, who's a maple syrup company, a small business in Maine, in the state of Maine. They're in Farmington, Maine. And they make maple syrup, all different flavors of maple syrup, different things, maple sugar, maple candy, and things like that. And so you get to enjoy some fresh, homemade maple syrup in your box today, this month also. So the projects for this month is we're going to make this really fun little leaf bowl. This one is so cute. This is what we're using our leaves and our glue with. And it's the perfect little bowl for the candy that you got in your box. Add that, put it out for Thanksgiving, share it with your family, and enjoy that sweet candy. The second project we're going to work on is some chalk pastel art. You've got your stencils in there. We've got some fun colors for chalk pastels, and I want you to get really creative with creating your chalk pastel art too. Alrighty guys, let's get started. For the first project, we're going to work on our leaf bowl. So the ingredients you're going to need for the leaf bowl are the plastic container. You do not need the lid for this, so you can just set the lid aside. You're going to need your glue, your sponge, and then you're also going to use your colored maple leaves that are inside the plastic bag. You're also going to need something to work on. You're going to need either like a piece of wax paper or some other sort of paper. I'm using a couple paper plates. We're going to need one that we're actually going to flip over our bowl, and we're going to use that. If you want to use like wax paper or something like that, something to flip your bowl over, and then also something to actually put your glue in so it's easier to work with. So let's get started. What we're going to basically do is we're going to take the leaves and we're going to get glue and we're going to create a bowl. We're going to create a cover over the top of the plastic bowl. So open up your glue, put some out onto your paper plate. For the first few, I don't put very much on the front of the leaf because it's going to stick, it'll really stick to the plastic. We're going to end up peeling this off the plastic eventually. So you don't have to saturate the front of it so much, but you definitely want to get a good amount on the back of the leaf. As we move along, you're going to use more glue on both sides of the leaves. But for the first few that are on the bottom next to the plastic, you don't need to put that much on the bottom. And then you're going to lay your leaves out. You're going to get some on the plastic. It's just a matter of not saturating it completely so you just don't have a whole bunch. Because you have to pull this off of the plastic eventually. And then you're just going to arrange them on your plastic to cover the entire bowl. When you get to the sides, you're going to want to stick them to the side like that. You might get a little bit that will pop up on the top. That's okay. We're going to end up laying leaves over the top of that afterwards too to kind of weigh them down. When you get close to the end of where you're done with your leaves, you're almost close to the end of your leaves, just kind of spin your bowl around and make sure that you don't have any big gaps or anything like that that's on your bowl. So that way you have a good shape for your bowl when it's all done. All right, so now I'm all done with my leaves. So I've got a few that are kind of sticking up here, and I've got a little bit of extra glue. I'm honestly gonna just take it and just kind of spread out just a little bit on the top to just kind of make sure that those leaves really get stuck together. We want them to get stuck together so that they form the bowl for us. Be real gentle with your sponge because you don't want to pull up the leaves that you spent time putting down. Okay, so when you're all done at this point, now you're going to need to let it sit overnight. Once it sits overnight, then you want to check it and you want to make sure everything on the top of it is clear. So your glue is going to dry clear, so you want to see it all clear on the top. If you flip the bowl over and you look inside, you might see a little bit of white, which means that a little bit of the glue is still wet. A small amount is okay. If you see a whole bunch of white, then you still need to give it some more time to dry, or maybe get out your hair dryer and dry it off a little bit. Wait for this to dry and then we'll peel it off. Once you've let your leaf bulbs dry overnight, you're going to see that all the glue has cleared up, so it's not white anymore. If there's a few white spots, that's okay. It's not going to hurt it. On the inside of my bowl, I have a little bit of white, not a whole bunch. You don't want a whole bunch because that means that the glue is still wet, and we want the glue to be pretty much dry so that all the leaves stick together. So this is the part where you're going to take and you're going to start to pull the leaves away from the bowl. So kind of gently move yourself around the bowl and pull the whole leaf off. It's not going to come apart because the glue's dried, but it will be a little bit flexible, and that's okay. Now what you're going to need to do is you might have a little bit of excess glue that kind of stuck to the plastic. Like I've got these little pieces right here. You can pull those off so you don't see those pieces when your bowl is done. Now my bowl is still a little bit wet in the center, so it needs to dry a little bit more. One thing you can do if you have some extra glue left is some of these leaves on the inside might be sticking up a little bit more than you like them to, and it won't be quite a flat bowl that you like. What you can do is you can get your paper plate, put the bowl back on it this way, and you can pour some glue in there, kind of make a little pool of glue in there. And then what it will do, it will take a little while, because this one will probably take another overnight to get done, or you could dry it with a hairdryer. But then what it will do is it will make it a little bit more of a smoother bottom on there, and then you'll have a nice solid base on your bowl. But this is what it's going to look like, and then this is your final product. Isn't this fun? This is such a cute little bowl. And then you've got candy in your box. You can use this as a candy dish. You can put small little your jewelry in there, or maybe some of your toys in there, whatever you want. This is the perfect little bowl for fall and using all these cool little colorful leaves. So while our leaf bowl is drying, this is a perfect time to work on our second project. What our second project is we're using chalk pastels, different colors, and we're going to make some artwork with it. In your box, you got a maple leaf stencil and a little pumpkin stencil. You also got 6 pieces of black cardstock. So take your black cardstock. We're going to start with a maple leaf. You're going to take your black cardstock and we're going to put our maple leaf right in the center for the first one. you have 6 pieces of the cardstock in your box, so you have plenty of opportunities to play and practice with moving your leaves around and trying different shapes and angles and things like that. For the very first one, just to kind of get the hang of it, we're just going to put our leaf right in the center. Then you've got 5 different color pastels, chalk pastels. They came in the little bit of bubble wrap. Unwrap that bubble wrap, and then you'll have 5 little pieces of colored chalk pastels. So what you're going to do then is you're going to hold down your maple leaf, and I'm going to just use different colors all the way around the leaf. And I'm just going to trace around the leaf. You can get very heavy with the chalk here. You're not going to hurt anything. I want you to decorate your leaves however you want. Get very creative. And I definitely want to see pictures of everything that you did. So be sure to share pictures. Okay, so now I'm ready to lift off my stencil. And then I'm going to take my Q-tip. So right now it looks like this. I'm going to take one of my Q-tips, and I'm just going to, you could use your finger for this if you want to also, but if not, you can use your Q-tip, kind of like a little dry paintbrush. All you're going to do is you're going to take the Q-tip and kind of push out the colors. So it kind of looks like a starburst of color. All right, so right now it's going to look like this. You're going to have all kinds of little chalk dust and stuff on around the leaf. Just go ahead and like brush that off onto, into the garbage or onto a piece of paper. So, like I said, I know you guys are all creative and you all do things just a little bit differently. So I want you to play around. You've got more sheets of cardstock. You've got plenty of chalk pastels. So I want to see you switch it up and make your leaves however you want and spread them all over the sheet or combine them with the pumpkin. So we're going to do the pumpkin next. So you can do a single pumpkin also. Same thing like before. Lift up your pumpkin. And then take a fresh Q-tip and do the same thing we did with the leaf. Same as last time, so this is what it looks like right now. Same as last time, you're just going to shake off that chalk, that excess chalk. And then there you go. You've got a nice pumpkin too. So we've got a leaf and a pumpkin. And these cards are perfectly sized. They're 5 by 7, so they'll perfectly fit in a frame for you. You've got plenty of extra pieces of cardstock, so if you want to play around with your leaves or your pumpkins and do multiple angles and add some color on the inside, add more on the outside, do whatever you want. I definitely want to see pictures, and I want you to have a lot of fun with it. I hope you enjoyed our fall fun box. I can't wait to see you next month. Next month is going to be our holiday fun box. We're going to have some cool little holiday treats for you to do. And don't forget, as always, share your pictures. We always want to see what you've created. We know that you're such creative kids out there, and we're so excited to have you with us. Have fun. See you next time.